Hello students, in the previous video I discussed about preparation of hydrogen chloride in the laboratory, and now in this video I am going to see the properties of hydrogen chloride. So keep watching. Hydrogen chloride is a colorless gas with a very pungent or choking odor. It is very irritating and it has a slight sour taste because it is acidic, and it is a non-poisonous gas. What is non-poisonous gas? Non-poisonous means it does not react with blood and produce any poisonous compound, right? So it is non-poisonous, but it causes irritation if breathed. So it is not good for breathing. If you breathe, it will destroy your respiratory tract, okay, and that will cause choking, and then it can cause death due to lack of oxygen, but not by producing any poisonous compound. So it is non-poisonous but still can cause death, right? Then next is its density. It is heavier than air, 1.25 times heavier than air. So the vapor density of air is 14.4. And what is the vapor density of hydrogen chloride? It is 35.5 divided by 2, that is 18.25. So on division you get 1.28. Okay, so it is heavier than air. Okay, and it is a non-combustible gas and a non-supporter of combustion. That we can know by introducing a glowing splint. Now you see this experiment where you find a gas jar, a candle is burning inside the gas jar. A gas jar containing hydrogen chloride is inverted over this jar, but one side is open. What happens is hydrogen chloride, being heavy, moves down into the gas jar and the air inside moves out. So this happens and the candle goes off because it is a non-supporter of combustion. Air is not available anymore. The candle goes off. So this shows that hydrogen chloride is heavier than air, and also it is a non-supporter of combustion. The gas also is not burning, so it is a non-combustible gas also. The next thing to note is about the solubility. Hydrogen chloride is a highly soluble gas. It's highly soluble in water. About 452 volumes of hydrogen chloride dissolves in 1 volume of water. That is such a high solubility, right? Now we can demonstrate this by this fountain experiment. The experiment in this diagram is known as fountain experiment. This shows hydrogen chloride is highly soluble. How is it performed? What you take is, first you take a gas jar which is dry with dry hydrogen chloride gas. The gas jar is kept inverted, and dry hydrogen chloride is filled inside. There is a jet tube. It's a tube with a narrow tip. The tip is very narrow. This is called a jet tube, something like this, with a very narrow opening. Okay, so jet tube. The bottom of the tube is dipped inside blue litmus solution. Okay. And what happens, that it is fitted with a cork, airtight, and through the other hole there is a dropper. A dropper used for filling ink dropper, which is filled with some water. Okay, understand the setup. There is a flask with a jet tube inserted inside, and dry hydrogen chloride is filled inside. Cork is there fitted, and there is a dropper having some water fitted here. The other end of the jet tube is inside the blue litmus solution. Everything is fine now. Now what to do is press the dropper. Just press it. What will happen? The water inside the dropper will enter the flask. Some water droplets enter inside. You know what happens instantly? The hydrogen chloride inside the flask, the entire gas dissolves in this small amount of water and creates a vacuum inside the flask. Now you see the solution. Atmospheric pressure is acting on the surface of the blue litmus solution, and there is reduced pressure inside. What will happen? The blue litmus rises through the jet tube. It will rise through the jet tube, comes inside and comes out as fountain. The blue solution comes out and turns red because hydrogen chloride is acidic. So as it comes inside, the blue color turns acidic. Looks very wonderful, fantastic, but the whole thing lasts only for a few seconds. It does not continue. Okay, so but it is very interesting to watch. So this shows that hydrogen chloride is highly soluble, and also it shows that hydrogen chloride is acidic. So if you asked, name the experiment that demonstrates the high solubility of hydrogen chloride in water, it is known as fountain experiment. And the second question is, what does the fountain experiment demonstrate about hydrogen chloride? High solubility. High solubility. Then the next question is, why does the blue litmus turn red at the top? Because hydrogen chloride is acidic. Blue litmus turns red. Okay, I think that is clear to you. Let's move to the next part, that is the indicator properties. As you have seen, hydrogen chloride turns blue litmus to red. Okay. Now phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is usually colorless. Phenolphthalein solution. If you take phenolphthalein in the pink form, by converting it into pink, pink phenolphthalein turns colorless. Usually phenolphthalein is colorless. How do you make it pink? Add a drop of alkali. It becomes pink. Okay. Now add this phenolphthalein to hydrogen chloride or pass hydrogen chloride through this. What will happen? The phenolphthalein pink color will disappear, turns colorless. Now the next indicator is methyl orange. Methyl orange is an orange colored indicator. As you add to hydrogen chloride or pass hydrogen chloride, what will happen? It turns red. Okay. Red, or some people call it pink also. Okay. Right. So this is the indicator property. The next thing to understand is hydrogen chloride gas reacts with ammonia, another property. It reacts with ammonia to give a dense white fumes of ammonium chloride. How do we do that? Here we have hydrogen chloride gas in the flask, in the conical flask. A glass rod, here is a glass rod dipped in ammonia solution, introduced to it. What happens? Dense white fumes are produced. Why? Ammonia reacts with hydrogen chloride. The product is NH4Cl. NH4Cl is the ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. This is the dense white fumes. Ammonium chloride is the dense white fumes. Okay, I think that is clear. The next thing to understand is the this dense white fumes is also used as a test for ammonia, hydrogen chloride. Okay, or the reverse can also be used. If you use HCl, ammonia can be tested, or if you use ammonia, then HCl can be tested. So dense white fumes appear is also a test for hydrogen chloride. Now the next is hydrogen chloride also reacts with metals to produce some metallic salts and hydrogen gas. Example, zinc is an active metal. If hydrogen chloride gas reacts with it, hydrogen chloride in the gaseous form, you get zinc chloride and hydrogen. Hydrogen gas is evolved here. Okay. Then magnesium, another active metal, hydrogen chloride gas can react with it. It will give you magnesium chloride and hydrogen. Okay. The third metal is iron, Fe. So if you react hydrogen chloride gas with it to HCl, what you get is FeCl2 plus hydrogen. Now something to note here is the lower chloride is formed. Example, if a metal has variable valencies like Fe has two valences, +2 and +3. Now the lower valency is satisfied whenever hydrogen chloride reacts. The compound of the lower valency is formed, that is FeCl2 is formed. It does not give FeCl3. This compound is not formed when hydrogen chloride reacts. Please note that. Okay, FeCl2 is formed. So I hope students you understood this, and you can write these reactions and practice, and if you have queries you can ask us comments. Subscribe the channel. Thank you.